Welcome back to another video. My name is Saman Habibi, your real estate agent for the Durham region. If you can, follow me on social media on my Instagram and on my Twitter, where I'm active, posting daily about real estate. And if you have any specific questions throughout this video, feel free to drop them in the comment section below, or you can book a call with me through my calendar link, which is in the show notes. So today we're going to be doing things slightly different. We're going to make it a vlog style. So initially we're going to be talking about the market update for the month of June. Then we'll quickly touch on mortgage rates and what's happening with mortgage rates here in Ontario. And then we're actually going to be going to one of my investment properties in Oshawa. We've had a tenant turnover, so I'll show you the property quickly and then just talk to you about what's going on with the tenant turnover. Our tenants left before their lease actually expired, and I'm going to talk to you about what we decided to do with that process. Okay, so the month of June has come and passed by, and there's a lot of interesting things happening in the market. So let's just jump right into it. Initially, what I'm noticing is that interest rates are having the biggest impact on prices. So interest rates are controlling the real estate market and more so controlling real estate prices and having a big impact on home sales. So in the month of June, we had the number of sales and the number of new listings were both down. So if we look at the number of new listings, they were down 12% versus the prior month. And the number of homes sold were also down 6% compared to the prior month. Now, some of this has to do with seasonality, the fact that we're heading towards the summer months. Typically, people are on vacation and real estate activity is typically lower in the summer months. But couple that with interest rates and the fact that interest rates and the 5-year bond yield rate has been increasing over time. As a result, interest rates going down, affordability coming down. You know, it's giving people a harder time to get into the market. When we look at median prices, we have the Durham region. So in the Durham region, overall median prices from May to June 2022 is down approximately 4.8%. And if we take a look at the chart that we're going to put up the screen over here, we have the Durham region and all the towns. We have May 2022, June 2022. And if we look at the data, you know, we're going to see that across the board, essentially all areas are down month over month, with the exception of Uxbridge. A few outliers in there that's causing the prices to stay high. But then the interesting factor is Oshawa. If we look at Oshawa, in June 2022, the median home price in Oshawa was $771,000, which is down 5% versus the prior month. And what's interesting is that Oshawa remains to be the most affordable in Oshawa, not only in Oshawa, but in the rest of the GTA. So if you look at anywhere in the GTA, you know, we're talking Scarborough, Toronto East, Toronto West, Toronto Central, Peel, York, Halton, Simcoe County, Oshawa is still the most affordable area to purchase in. So I thought that was cool. And then the last metric that I want to talk about is days on market. This is a metric to measure how long it takes to sell a property in the Durham region. Or anywhere for that matter. And you know, throughout 2021, we've been very used to seeing homes sell within 5 to 7 days. That number has increased. The average number of days right now is 19 days. That is a dramatic, that is a double, that is 100% of an increase versus what people are used to in the norm. So the message here is that if you're listing your home, you need to be patient, because essentially listings are coming to market. The end user is seeing it, but they're not really acting on it because they want to see what happens in a week or so once it's on the market. So as a result, homes are sitting on the market for longer. And guys, keep in mind that 19 days is actually not bad, because in the past, in 2016, 2017, that number was, you know, 20 to 30 days. So we were very lucky or very fortunate with the fact that homes were selling fairly quick in 2021. But that's, you know, it's not always the case. So 19 days is the new norm. If you're listing your house, you need to understand that. You need to be patient. You need to let it play out. You know, and 19 days is not a, you know, a hard set line. It could be over, it could be above, but on average, it's around 19 days. With that said, you know, what am I expecting for the month of July? I'm expecting the seasonality to essentially play out. What that means is that I'm expecting less listings, and we're kind of seeing that. It's kind of evident when I track it on a day-to-day year-to-date basis. I would expect sales to be down as well, and I would expect prices to come down slightly again. So all in all, I expect a slow summer. If you are out there shopping, if you're looking for a home, if you have rates expiring, I'd say stay active. If you have a house to sell, depends on what your scenario is. If you've already bought and you need to sell, then you need to get it out there as soon as possible. But if you're just testing the market, there's really no need to be testing the market right now because you've kind of missed the boat. If you don't need to sell, then don't sell and just sit on your property, assuming all other factors are considered. All right, guys, so there you have it. That's the June market update. We'll do this again next month. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna head over to my investment property in Oshawa. We're gonna check it out. But before we do that, let's have a quick chat about interest rates. All right, guys, so let's talk about interest rates because as I mentioned, I'm finding that interest rates are really controlling the market and what's happening with prices. So I've had one of the mortgage brokers that I work with send me essentially some rates that I want to show you guys. These are very current. So right now, if you were to get some financing from a traditional bank, so your TD, RBC, BMO, Scotia. So for a fixed conventional rate, 5-year rate, you're at 5.24%. If you're gonna be going variable, uninsured, you're around 3.25%. So there's still approximately a 2% difference. I think you really need to consider your timeline and what you're trying to achieve here, right? If we kind of look at what's happening with the 5-year bond yield, so we're noticing just now, so this is, I believe today's July 7th. Today is July 8th. Yeah. So we recently just had a bit of a dip in the bond rate. So that is promising in the fact that it is showing signs that it may pull down, but we are still having a lot of conversations about a recession coming up as well. So really hard to time or try and figure out what strategy works best for you. So as a result, I think you really need to know what your time horizon is with this purchase. Are you looking to, is this an investment property? Are you looking to be in and out in 1 year, 2 year? Are you looking to refinance? Or is this a house that you're gonna be living in for a very long time? So as a result, that's a conversation to have with your professional mortgage broker and kind of lay everything on the table and see what works best for you guys. And then if we look at investment properties, this is important for our investors. A 5-year fixed rate right now is 5.69% and a variable rate is at 3.65%. So we'll put these rates up on the screen. You can take a look at it. And then we also have some options for B lending starting at 5.64%. This is great for people who are self-employed. And then there's also some C lending. So I'll put this up. You can take a look at it. If you like, pause and just take a look at the numbers. And if you have any questions about interest rates or where these rates came from, you can message me and I can connect you guys with a mortgage broker. All right, so now that we've talked about interest rates as well, let's head over to my property and let's check out this duplex. Welcome. Come on in. All right, guys. So essentially, you got to see the property. So this is my investment property in Oshawa. We've done a few videos on this property, and there's videos on my channel. So what we'll do is we'll try and pop up a links where you can watch some of the previous videos. Essentially, we bought this property in August of 2020 for around $500K. The rental on it was extensive, around $130,000. So what we did was we did new windows, new furnace, AC, 2 new kitchens, new driveway, everything. So we did spend quite a bit of money on this, but luckily the market appreciation helped us essentially do a full BRRRR on this. So we pulled all our money out plus some. And then what happened was we placed tenants, and our upper floor tenant signed a 1-year lease, but they wanted to leave earlier. So as you can see, this is a nice space. If you look at the kitchen, we kind of consider this an A-type neighborhood. So when we placed tenants, we were confident that they would stay long-term, and we signed a 1-year lease, but we got the news that they wanted to leave. So typically leave earlier than their termination date. Typically in this scenario, you can essentially say, you have a 1-year lease and you need to fulfill your end of the contract. But Our rents were $21.50 a month on the upper unit, and we realized that rents have increased, so they're around $2,300 to $2,400 a month. So what we decided to do was we decided to sign an N11 form to kind of end that tenancy and have both parties agree to end the tenancy early, because our train of thought was we can increase the rents to $2,300 at minimum, which would give us an additional $1,800 a year, which would help with the mortgage payments, because we are on a variable mortgage and our payments towards interest have increased. So as a result, we want to, it was worth for us to kind of, come to an agreement and bring on new tenants. We were able to negotiate that they had to pay until, so they left in the beginning of June, but we wanted 60 days notice. So they paid for all of June and all of July. It essentially gave us time to do a cleanup of the property, do some paint touch up, and essentially we have 1 month left. So we're July 8th right now, and the rent has been paid for the month of July. So now, beginning of July, we're gonna start looking for tenants and trying to place a tenant for August 1. So we kind of negotiated that to make sure that we can try and time this so we have as little vacancy as possible. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, this is we should do fairly okay here. We should be able to find a tenant, no problem. And this is the back of our property. We're fortunate to have a shed on this property, which was here when we purchased it, but we finished it with siding and a roof. And essentially what we've done, we can go ahead and rent that out separately to one of the tenants if they're interested. But what we've decided to do is essentially work it into the contract where whoever gets the shed will have to essentially take care of the lawn for us and snow in the winter months. It's worked out fairly well. And we provide, of course, the lawn and all that. So yeah, that's that. And you can see, our tenants are, making themselves feel at home. They have their barbecue, they have their chair, some greenery here. And yeah, it's worked out well for us. All right, guys, thank you for watching this video. We talked about a few things. We did it slightly different. We talked about the June market. We talked about interest rates, and I brought you to one of my properties and showed you, what we're doing with the tenant turnover. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button. If you have any questions, drop it in the comment section below, and I can answer them directly on there. And more than anything, if you want to connect with me and book a call, my calendar is below as well. Feel free to book a call with me. We can talk about your personal scenario, what you're looking to do, what you're looking to achieve, and see if we can come up with a plan. Thank you for watching. My name is Saman Habibi, your real estate agent for the Durham region.
You feel alive, let's hit the dance floor. Don't work too hard, might break a backbone. Return of the Mac, the king is back though. Corvette and cash, I never lack those. She saw the stone, you know how that go. Fatality, my diamonds that cold. Versace trunks, I hit my backstroke. Knock on the door, she at the back, bro. All I really take is a little taste. Island girl, blue eyes with a little bass. Here for the thrill, I don't need a chaser. Wanna vibe at the getaway. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, I got the semi-4 weight. Don't step out the line like this a probate. You hit the line and try to locate. This for the time, got time for no day. One, too many, I'm going. Too crazy and I got bad ones and they ready. A good time, so now it's in the whip we left at. Can't remember anything, but I know we got lit.